Moving on, rumours were swirling that Jennifer Lopez, you can hear it now, and her fiancé Alex Rodriguez are splitting up amid allegations of cheating. J-Lo has denied the rumours, but has admitted that they are fighting to save their relationship. So how easy is it to ignore gossip? Coleen, what do you reckon?
I think I think you should ignore gossip, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of people out there, especially when you're in the public eye, for some reason thrive on finding something bad out about your relationship. I don't know whether it makes them feel better or whatever. But I think as a woman who's going through it, and I've been there myself, I never listen to gossip. But I do think you have to eventually listen to your gut instinct. If things are not quite the same at home, or people are behaving differently, and your intuition is screaming something's happening, you need to address it, then I think that's what you should do. And by the sounds of it, I think from what J-Lo has put out, they are addressing it and maybe going to have maybe some, couples therapy. And I think that's the right way to go about it. But it is really hard when the whole world's watching you as well, because, if anybody's cheating on you, the main hurt is your pride and your ego. And then on top of that, feeling that the whole world knows about it and are thinking that you're weak or feeling sorry for you, which is horrible when you're going through it. But, you just have to concentrate on what's going home. Only you two as a couple know what's going on, and you have to address it together one way or the other. But I do think that trust is a very, very hard thing to win back. It takes a long time.
All right, JSP, what's your agony aunt advice this afternoon?
I haven't got any. Look at me. I hate giving out agony advice. And also, when I was with guys my friends found completely unsuitable, the more they complained and said to me and talked about him and said I should have, had I taken leave of my senses, the more I stuck to that bloke. And then finally, one day, I just did it. I mean, it's like somehow I put up with people, I put up with them, and then it's like they've used up all their chips and they're out the door.
Yeah, and I think we all always have to... I mean, Coleen was talking to us about this earlier, and, it's very much about instincts, isn't it, really? And I remember that with an ex of mine, there were two situations where if I'd used that instinct, it probably wouldn't have ended in the sort of EastEnders storyline it did. But there was a brush that he asked if it was mine in his house, and I said, no, it's not mine. And then there was another situation where he just wouldn't let me come to his house anymore, and we've been together like 18 months by this point, until I got a phone call late one night at about 9:30, and it was a girl that was saying, I've just moved in with, I think, someone who is your boyfriend.
Wow.
And that was my boyfriend, and we were dating, and we had been together for 18 months, and I ended up going round...
Well, she's no friend of the sisterhood, was she?
Well, she didn't know. She didn't know that he was technically with the two of us, and it ended with me going to the house to make sure she was okay, and him throwing all of my clothes out of his window, out of the front door, onto the street. It was... when we have time, we'll talk more about it. It was very, very...
I like the way you're seeing it from her point of view.
Well, yeah, because I wanted to make sure that she was all right, because,
All right, stealing your blood.
I agree with Charlene.
It's always so easy to sort of blame the woman for something that actually men are more than capable of making their own decisions in life,
I think, like, what you were saying in regards to instincts, I've had it done to me, and I definitely had the instincts of something was going on. But I think when there is a little bit of a rumour, I don't think you should act on it, especially on an emotional level, just get all upset. I think you need to just bide your time, collect your evidence, because I feel like...
Collect your
No, you need to...
evidence? What are you doing?
You need to collect your evidence, because when you're going to that point to say, listen, this is what I know, you need to make sure your point is on point. No one can't come and confuse the situation.
What are you doing?
I'll do it in a presentation and say, this time last week you was here, and you can't come back and tell me that's not true, because that's a problem. We go forward.
Actual receipts, you've got to check
You've
their
got to have
whereabouts.
your receipts, because otherwise they can talk you out of it and then you're back in the same game. And you don't want to keep every 6 months, I'm going to break up with you because I heard this. You want to have facts upon facts, and then you can keep it moving. So, Jennifer, get the facts, girl. If you've got the facts...
get a box and put all those petrol
Love
receipts
according
in it.
to Judi Love. But that's it from us for today.